Davao City. All eyes are on Vice President-elect Sara Duterte when she takes her oath on Sunday. Preparations are underway for the expected crowd that will culminate in a Thanksgiving concert. While the incoming Vice President has tapped a local designer to dress her up for the big event. AC Nichols tells us more.
Davao-based designer Silverio Anglacer has been making dresses for Sara Duterte for years. So it came as no surprise when the Vice President-elect again tapped him for a milestone in her political career.
For this inauguration, she just informed me na she likes green for gown na Filipino. So medyo na-ready na rin ako. Then ay talagang sinabi ko, yes, we'll go green.
This Sunday, Duterte will be sworn in as Vice President by Justice Ramon Paul Hernando, her former professor and close friend. Based on the designer's sketches, Inday Sara, as she is fondly called, will wear a Filipiniana gown that features simple detailing. The material is silk chiffon, light and flowy.
I know what really works for her. I cannot do something like over the top. So I'll just a little bit of something. It's fine with her. And she, parang sa tingin ko naman, yun na yung feel niya talaga na i-carry.
The event brings more visitors to the city, with a number of hotels operating at near to full capacity. Davao City was among the most restrictive in terms of reopening amid the health crisis, lifting testing and quarantine requirements for tourists just early this year.
Since the inaugural is held here, it's also like si VP Inday is not introducing but parang much declaring to the country that Davao City is really open right now after the pandemic.
This family came all the way from Laguna. Father Jerry De Vera is celebrating his birthday on Sunday, and he plans to spend the afternoon witnessing Sara's oath-taking. He says he voted for the unit team.
Isang kasaysayan na rin para sa akin kasi nga unang-una makikita ko siya, napunta rin po kami ng rally, pero for the first time yung nanalo siya at mapapanood ko pa actual inauguration.
The inaugural rites will end before 6 in the evening, but celebrations are expected to go on for hours.
Crowds are likely to stay for the rest of Sunday night for a Thanksgiving concert. Most of the performers are artists who supported Duterte's VP bid, including Giselle Sanchez, Andrew E., and R.C. Munoz. AC Nichols, CNN Philippines, Davao City.
CNN Philippines will bring you live the vice presidential inauguration on Sunday. But before that, we'll have the documentary Inday Sara, the Vice President, and an oath-taking special with our senior anchor, Rico Hizon. The special programming begins at 3 p.m. on June 19th.
I am today announcing
8:30, CNN
my
Philippines will
intention
bring
to
you
run
Chasing the President. Our correspondent Rex Remitio looks back on the filing of Certificate of Candidacy, the campaign, the victory, and the proclamation of President-elect Bongbong Marcos. of hiding
CNN
and 2
Philippines.
days since
After
his
over
first
a week
public
of
appearance,
hiding
the
and 2
suspect
days
in the
since his
Mandaluyong
first
hit and
public
run
appearance,
is
the
nowhere to
suspect
be
in the
found
Mandaluyong
again.
hit and
This time,
run
he did not
is
appear
nowhere
before
to
the
be found
preliminary
again.
investigation
This time,
on
he
his
did not
case.
appear before
George
the
Cahiles
preliminary
reports.
investigation on his case.
Jose Antonio
George
San Vicente
Cahiles
did not
reports.
show up during the preliminary
Jose Antonio
investigation
San Vicente
on the
did not
frustrated
show up
murder
during
and
the
abandonment
preliminary
of one's
investigation
victim
on the
cases
frustrated murder
that he
and
is facing
abandonment
here
of one's
at the Mandaluyong
victim
City
cases
Prosecutor's
that
Office.
he is facing
San
here
Vicente
at
is
the
the
Mandaluyong
SUV
City
driver who
Prosecutor's
hit
Office.
and rammed
San
security
Vicente
guard
is the
Christian
SUV
Florande
driver who
outside the
hit
mall
and
here in
rammed
Mandaluyong
security
City
guard
on
Christian
June 5.
Florande outside
San
the
Vicente's
mall
lawyer
here in
Danny
Mandaluyong
Macalino
City
says
on
the
June
attendance
5.
of his client
San
is not
Vicente's
required
lawyer
yet
Danny
since
Macalino
they
says the
just got a
attendance of his
copy of the
client is not
complaint
required
today.
yet
That
since
means
they
San
just got a
Vicente has
copy
yet
of
to
the
file a
complaint
counter
today.
affidavit that
That
will
means
require
San
him to
Vicente has yet
personally
to file
appear
a
here at the
counter-affidavit
prosecutor's
that will
office.
require him
Victim
to
Florande,
personally appear
who was
here at the
wearing
prosecutor's
sunglasses and
office.
hoodie and
Victim
was still
Florande,
limping,
who
arrived
was
here
wearing
together with the
sunglasses and
Mandaluyong
hoodie
City
and was
Police.
still limping,
His lawyer,
arrived here
Federico
together
Violena,
with the
says
Mandaluyong
they
City
also
Police.
submitted
His
additional
lawyer,
pieces of
Federico
evidence
Violena,
to
says
strengthen
they
their
also
case against
submitted
the
additional
SUV
pieces of
driver.
evidence to
Violena says
strengthen
as
their
far
case
as he
against
knows,
the
the
SUV
camp
driver.
of San Vicente
Violena
has
says
yet to
as far
personally
as he
reach
knows,
out to his
the
client,
camp of San
and it is
Vicente
up
has
for
yet to
Florande
personally
and his
reach out to
family
his
if they
client,
want to
and it
enter
is
into
up for
negotiations
Florande
with
and
the
his family
suspect to
if
drop
they
the
want to
complaints.
enter into negotiations with the suspect to drop the complaints.
So hindi naman necessary na dapat pumunta yung kliyente nyo. So hindi naman necessary na dapat
disappointed
pumunta
ako
yung
pero
kliyente nyo.
may hustisya naman tayo. May proseso tayo. Susundin natin ang proseso.
May hustisya
okay?
naman tayo.
Hindi ako makakapagsalita tungkol sa susundin natin ang proseso. Okay? Let justice run its course. Okay?
Violena says the preliminary
let justice
investigation
run
will
its course,
resume
okay?
on
Violena
June
says the
23.
preliminary investigation
George
will
Cahiles,
resume
CNN
on June
Philippines.
23.
Heads up,
George
motorists
Cahiles,
expect
CNN
heavier
Philippines.
traffic on a portion of
Heads
EDSA
up,
in Quezon
motorists
City.
expect
The
heavier
center
traffic
lane
on
of
a
EDSA Timog flyover heading southbound is now under repair because of large potholes and cracks. The area near Kamuning, including the road under the damaged flyover, will be closed for 1 to 2 weeks because of falling debris. Authorities have advised motorists to take the service road, Scout Borromeo Street, Eugenio Lopez Drive, and Mabuhay lanes. The Duterte administration has yet to reach its target COVID-19 vaccination with less than 2 weeks before its term ends. Our page Javier gives us a look at last-minute efforts to get Filipinos vaccinated amid the uptick in cases.
Senior citizen Louie Bernardo gets her second booster shot in a Quezon City mall. She says she did not hesitate to get it in light of rising COVID-19 infections.
Yung unang-una po na-nervous ako kasi sa mga naririnig ko. Pero yung ngayon po, talagang dedicated po ako na pumunta talaga. Gusto ko pong maging safety dahil naniniwala po ako na yung booster na yan, yan po ang makakatulong.
Bernardo says her fellow senior citizens and those eligible should get vaccinated for protection. Mara Morales, on the other hand, initially had doubts of getting her son inoculated because of his asthma.
Nung una, ayoko muna ipabaksin anak ko. Ngayon naman so far marami nang nagpapabaksin na medyo okay naman.
Bernardo and the son of Morales heed the appeal of government to get the shot. Official data show nearly 70 million Filipinos have received the primary dose series, 7 million short of the target. On the other hand, booster vaccination is low, with only 14.5 million people boosted as of June 12. Many regions like the Bangsamoro, Central and Western Visayas, as well as Caraga, still lag behind. In a bid to ramp up inoculation, authorities launched the Back to Vax Champion program. Health Secretary Francisco Duque, Interior Secretary Eduardo Año, and COVID-19 Response Advisor Vince Dizon lead the event.
Huwag po tayo mag-aantay ng surge o yung kung tataas man ang bilang ng kaso ng COVID, hikayatin ninyo silang lahat na magpabakuna na para matatag ang wall of immunity.
Dizon says vaccination will help the country live with the virus and move towards the new normal. The DOH says vaccine supply will last for the rest of the year. The agency has administered 155 million out of the 244 million vials it received so far. National Vaccine Operations Center head Mirna Cabotaje says the recommendation for booster shots for ages 12 to 17 is up for approval. She says officials aim to release the guidelines and begin rollout hopefully by next week. But for now, they're holding off recommendations for second booster doses. Paige Javier, CNN Philippines.
A number of lawmakers have been pushing for the creation of a virology institute. The proposal, however, is in limbo in Congress. Caroline Bongkin explains how the top research facility could help the country in the face of a pandemic.
Vaccines at this health center in Muzon, Taytay, Rizal are all imported, like this measles vaccine made in India. The government spends over 7 billion pesos yearly to buy vaccines for the National Immunization Program.
This is for 40 plus million Filipinos each year. Lahat yan imported.
DOST Undersecretary Rowena Guevara says developing our own vaccines under the proposed Virology Institute of the Philippines would be less costly. Filed before Congress last year, a bill creating a Virology Institute, approved by the House of Representatives. But the proposal didn't pass the Senate Committee on Science and Technology.
So it's quite disappointing, given that we are trying to provide a long-term solution to future pandemics in the country.
This is supposed to be a top research facility for the study of viruses and viral diseases. The DOST is rolling programs for the Virology Institute like basic research for vaccine development and creating test kits for the African swine fever. Building the facility in New Clark Economic Zone will push through. But without passing the law, the institute will have no guaranteed funding and no permanent staff, limiting their research and making them unable to create vaccines.
We're going to put there a biosafety level 4 facility na pwede magkaroon ng live virus. Imagine mo, wala kang personnel na magpapatakbo nun.
Albay Representative Joey Salceda and Senator Bongo are among those who pushed for the Virology Institute. They're refiling the bill in the next Congress. Go says our inability to produce vaccines is a big weakness in the healthcare system. Salceda says a Virology Institute will not only help the Philippines respond to viruses affecting humans, but also those on animals and plants, which cost billions in economic losses.
Swine fever, ang damage sa atin, 135 billion in damage. The cost of not having the VIP is indeed economically costly at saka poses a threat to human security.
The help that it can give to farmers, fisher folk, humans, so much, The investment that we're asking for is so little, but the rewards is so much.
Caroline Bongkin, CNN Philippines.
Some senators earlier raised concerns the proposed Virology Institute will have overlapping functions with the RITM, but health officials said it will broaden the agency's expertise. Labor advocates are calling on the incoming administration to address the maltreatment of overseas Filipino workers. 7 returning domestic helpers from Kuwait have reported cases of physical and verbal abuse, starvation, and unpaid wages. The samahan ng mga DA, the Labor Department and the Overseas Workers Welfare Administration have yet to comment.
Thank you very much. Once again, thank you. You may now exit to your right. Government officials and regional directors of Bataan, Please proceed on stage for the photo opportunity.
Po ang Imuke Island, nagkaroon na po ng livelihood ang bawat fisher folks dito. Yung pong typical na product nila, especially sea urchins, then seaweed.
Dito po sa La Union, kaya po naisipan namin po na gawing chichacorn po ang product po ng magsasaka para po sa
What's chicha corn without the perfect dip? Find the right match with La Union's sugarcane vinegar.
Ng tubo, maasim at saka may lasa rin na matamis-tamis. At saka number 1, mabango.
Ang Bagulin ay tinaguri ang Home of Quality Brooms. Ang ina-assure namin at saka hindi madaling masira. Ang mga produkto namin na walis ay dinadala mostly sa Maynila. Lessen na yung travel time na biyahe namin. At saka yung hire na rin ng mga truck, medyo mababa na rin.
The Energy Department
the country. We'd like to think it's bright, As part of the Department of Energy's way of communicating with the ever digital age, we've platforms. The first of which is the City of Energia is a virtual platform, showroom of sorts, that allows for energy efficiency best practices, whether it's the residential, commercial, industrial, or transport sectors. It allows for additional information as to facilities or even vehicles. It also serves as a digital repository of information related to energy efficiency, renewable energy. Another way we engage the public is through the platform What Matters. It's a play on words. What Philippine Energy Labeling or PELP system, wherein information with respect to the energy consumption of particular less electricity. Through that particular platform, we will be able to compare. And of course, additional tips for an energy would be your Enerhiyang Atin. It's ang conservation, ito yung hawak natin, nasa kamay natin ito. Ito yung ating behavioral